When you take something wild and domesticate it, it tends to lose its power, potency, and comfort within the world. This happens with pets, this like animals in general, and what I'm learning recently is it also happens to people, especially women and highly likely men as well. But this concept of domestication and how we are neutralizing our natural instincts is super fascinating to me lately. I've been researching sovereignty, especially sexual sovereignty, as how do we own our lives, our bodies, our entire world? How does one become the sovereign over their existence? And the interesting thing that's been coming up is that we are not taught that we own our bodies. We are not taught how to interact with our bodies. And that our bodies are kind of like we're just, it's as though we are created to be put into pieces where all we are here is to be of service to other people and their wishes and desires. For me, that is like so disempowering, weird, and strange. And yet, as I do research and see different things that are coming up, it makes sense that we are in a day and age where people are treated more like things and not human beings. I'm Latia, and I'm a confidence coach. Sex and attraction and manifestation and all of those things make me happy. And this concept of domestication has been coming up for me since there's this artist who, Summer Walker, I think, and she has meet and greets and doesn't want to be touched because she's an empath, an introvert, doesn't like the exchange of energy, and so to manage her energy and well-being, does not touch people at her meet and greets. And people are having a fit over it. They are so upset that this woman refuses to touch them and is not going to be touched by them. And while I can understand that when you do a meet and greet, it's like, oh, I want to take a picture, I want to connect with you, I want to like be with you. And I can also get, she's not a prop, she's a human being. If she doesn't want to touch you, she don't want to touch you. Like, if it were some random person on the street, you wouldn't be like, oh my God, touch me, let's take pictures together. It's like, that's weird. And I feel like I've been in a situation where something like that has happened with myself or my sisters, and it's strange. Like, whether you're a celebrity or not, taking pictures with strangers is weird. And I get it. When they're celebrities, it's like, oh my God, you're so famous, I just want to connect with you, feel like we're friends. And it's like, okay, one, you're already paying to meet them. Just because you meet them doesn't mean like they have to do these things. Like, I get that that's the norm, but it's like, we're living in a day and age where like norms are being broken all the time. And if people need to manage their energy and take care of themselves, like, let them. It doesn't change her art. It doesn't change the work that she does. It just means she doesn't want to touch you. And to me, I feel like that's like treating people like they're pets. It's like we're acting like she's a pet and she needs to perform and she needs to hug people and pretend that she's happy. And it's like, maybe if she did that, that meet and greet would last 5 minutes and she would really just like dip on you. But at the same time, it's like, why do we keep thinking we have permission to touch people? Why do we keep touching strangers? Why don't people have a sense of an awareness of their bodies? Like, for me, it's in the streets, on the subway. It's like people just don't understand. Like, there's a thing called personal space. Stop violating mine. Like, there are some days where I'm like, I really would just want to like punch you in your face. Like, stop touching me. Stop. Like, if I'm sitting, why must you be all over me? Like, you're hitting my book, you're hitting my shit. Like, stop. Like, boundaries, people. And as I was researching sexual sovereignty, this lady talks about how not only are women domesticated as kids not to honor their feelings, or they have to touch people they don't want to touch, or kiss people they don't want to kiss. Children are just kind of like led around and like violated by their parents. Not necessarily in a sense like they're like touching them sexual trauma, but like violating what they want. So instead of checking in, hey, are you okay? Is it all right if I touch you? Or hey, like, let's do this. It's just like you grab your child and you move them, or you like push them around. And that's a violation of boundaries. That's not necessarily the most healthy way to operate. And also with this sense of domestication is how women aren't allowed to say no, aren't allowed to honor their boundaries, aren't speaking up for themselves, and the ways in which that plays out. And so when we're not allowed to say no and honor our boundaries, we're put into a position where we're powerless, we're more likely to be at danger, and we can't honor what we need in our lives. And so the person who was sharing this, it sounds like Saida Désilet, Désilet. She has different books that she's written on the topic. She has a PhD in psychology. She's done a lot around JDEG and human anatomy and putting these different pieces together. And so I was watching different interviews that she had yesterday, and it was just very fascinating to see how she wants to create a space where women are audacious and sexually sovereign, where women are like sexually liberated, and how she was rebellious and feisty growing up because her dad taught her like nobody is allowed to do what they want to your body without your express permission. And if they do something to you, you scream, you make noise, you honor like what you need. And that is like interesting to me as it's like she had that foundation where someone taught her that, and she still had her experience that she went through that like kind of launched her onto her path. And it's interesting to see people who have like those like big trauma moments where like she has her experience, which was a violation of her personal space, and then like Brendan Burchard has a car accident that he went through that was like his like wake up moment where he felt like he had a second chance. And it feels like there are so many people who have these like very dramatic life-changing moments where they're like, I realized life is fragile. I almost died. I was like so close to death, and now I'm enlightened and take every moment, you know, as a gift. And there's parts of me that are like, oh man, that makes it feel like you need to go through like trauma before you can like do something useful in the world. And then another part of me is like, well, I believe when you understand the fragility of life and how you only have so much time, I think that's when we, like, for some people, it launches them into that sovereignty and that ownership of their life and the moment and the day and their calendar and whatever it is that they need to feel empowered in their lives. Because a lot of times it's like we don't have that relationship where it's like, you know what, this life is good and it's going to come to an end. Not necessarily in a morbid way, but just like, how can I take advantage of every moment and just get the juice out of it and enjoy myself and connect with my family and loved ones and say what I need to say and stop holding myself back out of fear. What? That like they're not gonna like me, they're gonna get mad, I'm gonna upset them? Or do I want to just be bold and say the things that I know will make me feel good and make them feel good, and whether they accept me or reject me, I'm fine. And so for me, I feel like when it comes to this sovereignty, a lot of times it's just giving ourselves permission or finding someone else to give us permission to where it's like, it's okay that you are who you are and keep doing what makes you happy. So as we like move through the world, there's always people willing to give you scripts and tell you how to be and how to operate. No matter whether you're famous and people are telling you how to do your meet and greets, or you're not famous and your job is telling you how to show up and get stuff done, everyone has an opinion. Like my manager and I, we had a meeting and I was like, hey, am I doing better on this like Slack nonsense you want to talk about? Oh, I haven't even thought about it. Bro, it's been 4 weeks and clearly you don't remember what you say, but I do. So like, we good? And he's like, oh, you're doing better. But let me go back and like double check that you're, no, bitch. No, don't do that. That's unnecessary. If it's not been a problem, fuck you. Don't create problems where there's not problems. Well, we just want to see if you're at the level. Bitch, I don't give a shit. If there's no complaints, fuck you. That's all I care about, is that they're not complaining to you and they leave me the hell alone. Like, why are we trying to be so nitpicky in this shit? Like, no, I don't care to that extent. All I want is for you to leave me alone. That is what makes me happy. I just want to do my job, get shit done, go home, focus on the stuff I really care about. Like, my favorite time of day is going home or being in the bathroom. Except someone got locked in our bathroom, so it's like, ooh, watch out for the one that like someone got locked in. But we have private stalls on one side, 2, and then we have like communal like men and women's room on the other side. And I like to have privacy sometimes. So it's like little things like that where we can honor, what do I want? What do I need? What makes me feel safe and okay? Having those healthy boundaries, making sure we feel protected and safe, and just allowing our bodies to like relax and be at ease. Because it feels like a lot of people are trying to ground themselves externally in like a relationship, a job, whatever is not themselves. And I know that I seek to like be grounded in my body and my presence and my essence, because I'm always going to have myself. No matter where I go, there I am. So when it comes to sovereignty, owning your body and giving yourself permission to relax, allowing yourself to know what you want and don't want, and just giving yourself the space to heal and allow whatever needs to come up and be like relieved is gonna definitely work in that area. And just understanding that we're not pets, we're people. We have boundaries, we have voices, and we just need to really honor ourselves as such. So, hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you soon. Please share, subscribe, whatever floats your boat, and have a wonderful day.